Jeremy Corbyn.
The Windrush generation have been disgracefully treated by a government that deliberately created a hostile environment. And whilst the government was fighting to deport people who legally came to this country as children, the Foreign Secretary refused to tell the family of Harry Dunn the reason why the US is blocking the extradition of a woman who is alleged to have killed him. I now ask the Prime Minister straight this question. Is Anna Sakoulis being shielded from justice because she's a former CIA officer?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think the whole House will know that not only the Foreign Secretary but I, and at every level of government, we have tirelessly sought the extradition of Anna Sakoulis for justice in this country, and we will continue to do so.
Jeremy Corbyn.
It is widely reported that Anna Sakoulis is in fact a CIA operative. Now we know that the Foreign Secretary misled the Dunn family, who are being denied justice by the US government. Will the Prime Minister commit to his removal from office tomorrow in his reshuffle?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the right honourable gentleman knows very well that the Foreign Office have been told that Anna Sakoulis was notified to the UK government as a spouse with no official role. And we will continue without fear or favour to seek justice for Harry Dunn and for his family. And we will continue to seek the extradition of Anna Sakoulis from the United States.
Jeremy Corbyn.
This morning, Charlotte Charles, Harry's mum, said, "We thought we'd bridged the gap with the government, but they've not been honest with us." Mr. Speaker, this is only the latest case of our country's one-sided extradition treaty with the USA. This lopsided treaty means the US can request extradition in circumstances that Britain cannot. While the US continues to deny justice to Harry Dunn, will the Prime Minister commit today to seek an equal and balanced extradition relationship with the United States?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, to be frank, I think the honourable gentleman has a point in his characterisation of our extradition arrangements with the United States, and I do think that there are elements of that relationship that are unbalanced, and imbalanced. I certainly think that it is worth looking at, but that is totally different from the case of Harry Dunn and Anna Sakoulis, and we continue to seek the extradition of Anna Sakoulis to face justice in this country.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Mr. Speaker, it's everything to do with the relationship with the USA that Anna Sakoulis has not been extradited back to Britain because the US refuses to do it because of this lopsided treaty. I'm glad the Prime Minister at least acknowledges that. This deep disparity with the US is about to be laid bare when the courts decide whether the WikiLeaks publisher Julian Assange will be extradited to the US on charges of espionage for exposing war crimes, the murder of civilians and large-scale corruption. Will the Prime Minister agree with the parliamentary report that's going to the Council of Europe that this extradition should be opposed and the rights of journalists and whistleblowers upheld for the good of all of us?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to comment on any individual case, but it is obvious that the rights of journalists and whistleblowers should be upheld, and this government will clearly continue to do that.
This is all for today. Please subscribe to my channel and share the video with your friends so more people can watch funny things. See you in the next video.
Members must calm themselves. There is a long way to go. There will be more. There will indeed be more.